Welcome to another Insider Special Report. I'm Jared Johnson. I'm joined by the Mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, finally, it's back. Texas Tech Hoops has returned, coming off just an amazing season, obviously the best season in program history. It was just a lot of fun. You and I, at certain times of the season, especially on the road trips, had arguably too much fun covering the team, but they're back. They tip off tonight. By the time this is posted, it'll be probably just hours away from tip-off. Overall, what are your thoughts about Texas Tech basketball returning?
Man, it was so great. I want to do it again. You know, that's the thing. I mean, this is all about making memories for people, and they made quite a few last year. And you know, I'm not expecting that to change all that much this year. I mean, I think it's going to be another exciting team, another interesting team, another great season. And yes, very much looking forward to it and ready to roll.
Now, we both were at the exhibition game against UTEP. You know, Texas Tech is hosting Incarnate Word to open up the season, but we were at the exhibition against UTEP, and I was really struck by just how much, I guess, lengthier. They're a taller, lengthier team, especially with Tariq Owens in there, and with, you know, Zach having missed a lot of the season last year. Did that stand out to you? And what else about the Red Raiders, the new look Red Raiders, stood out to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, Owens is he's your proverbial freak out there. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's a legitimate 6'11" guy. He's got a wingspan like T.J. Vasher, and he plays over the rim. I mean, he's not only is he 6'11" and long arms, but he can get up, and he's just very athletic. Gets up and down the court. There's not too many guys like him in college basketball. So Texas Tech is going to really benefit from having him on the roster. Other than that, you know, I think this is going to be a pretty physical Texas Tech basketball team. I mean, you know, we're talking about very limited data, obviously, looking at and making these sorts of statements. But this is maybe a little bit more of a thicker Texas Tech team. You got some big husky guys in there who can knock some people around. And heck, Matt Mooney himself is no shrimp. That guy's about 6'3" and 200 pounds. Yeah. You know, he's built like a safety or something like that. So, you know, and that's going to translate to really being good on the glass. I think this is going to be a Tech team that really hits the boards hard and does good and can dominate a lot of people on the glass. And maybe it's just me, but I love good rebounding teams. That's a really big deal to me. I mean, I hate to see opposing teams get offensive rebound after offensive rebound. That's a gut punch.
Well, you can't be a good defensive team if you're not a good defensive rebounding team. That's just, you can't be.
Right. That's exactly right. So, you know, I'm hoping that plays out. And so those are a couple of basic observations there.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if this team's going to be as good as it was defensively, because it was one of the, I mean, you could say top 5, top 10 defensive teams in the country last year, but I still think it's going to be good, very good in certain stretches, and especially, in my opinion, when Owens is on the court, cleaning things up for you. As one of the premier shot blockers in the country. My question is, they need one or two more guys. Like, I think Matt Mooney, I believe there's enough data there to think that he's going to be a consistent scorer. I think he's going to be a good player. I think Culver is going to do his thing. I think Mooney's actually a better facilitator than I expected, having seen him a couple of times. I think he's going to surprise some folks in that role. He's a smooth operator there on offense. My question is, who of this group will step up, and how many of them? Brandon Francis, then Davide Moretti, Tyler Edwards. Will Josh Mballa give you anything? And then, honestly, Norris Odiasi, who I know he's been here for a while, and he's had stretches where he's played very, very, very well. But can he do it consistently? If he can, then yeah, they're going to be really tough, especially on the interior. If not, then I don't know. Who do you see as possibly stepping up out of that group I mentioned?
You know, honestly, I'm pretty excited about all of them. As far as Odiasi goes, I'm banking on him taking a step up and playing smart and not getting into foul trouble, because that's going to make Texas Tech a much more physical team. When I'm talking about them being more physical, that includes the idea that Odiasi is going to be playing big minutes alongside Owens, and that gives you some couple of pretty big guys in there on the inside, which is nice. And you know, I think he can do that. You know, he single-handedly fouled out both of UTEP's bigs pretty much, you know, and it's just because he's a veteran, crafty player, and those guys he was going against, I believe, were freshmen. So he used them, and I'm hoping to see more of that. Now, Mballa, I expected to see more out of him. We didn't see as much. But I'm not letting that limited amount of time and coming in late in the rotation.
Yeah.
That's not knocking me off of the track of what I expect from him.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be a factor. As far as Edwards, Moretti, and Francis, all three of those guys did some good things against UTEP.
Yeah.
I mean, Francis was really, really sharp. He didn't start, but he came in there and just did a lot of great things. At times, I thought he was the best player on the court. I mean, he shot really well. He distributed well, played unselfishly, looked very, very comfortable out there. Moretti did not shoot very well, but he had 3 assists against one turnover, got a steal as well. Did some really good things there. And Kyler Edwards is just a very confident, aggressive offensive player.
He's a volume shooter. He's like the definition of it.
He's a gunner. He is. And he got a couple of bank shots to go down from deep, which was interesting. Maybe that's just his forte, shooting those sorts of bank shots from about 24 feet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We will see. Yeah. We will see. But he could be like maybe a Corey Carr kind of a player on down the line.
Yeah, maybe down the line. Yeah.
And you're going to need somebody like that to come in and provide a secondary scoring option, because we know that Culver is going to get a lot of points. Who else is going to step up and be a guy that you can count on to get anywhere from 10 to 15 points on a pretty regular basis? At some point, that could be Kyler Edwards on down the line. So, I think there are encouraging signs for all of that group, basically.
All right, finally, I want to talk about Culver. Beard mentioned in one of the media availabilities in the preseason that he could be the best, or if not the best, one of the best all-time players at this program. He had a great freshman season. I had an opportunity to see him in a high school playoff game. He blew me away. I don't know, you remember me kind of go, on and on. You're like, chill out. But he blew me away, man, just with his versatility. And I think people underestimate just how big and lengthy he is, too, to go with all his skill that he has. So if he can put it all together and really become the player that Beard, even close to what Beard mentioned, then look out. I mean, we're talking all Big 12 type of player here, Joe. What do you expect from Culver this year?
Yeah, honestly, I would be surprised if he's not an all Big 12 player this year. And, I was looking at one of these football annuals. I believe it was Lindy's, all right, because I've got a couple of them. I think this was Lindy's. They have a list of the top 150 players in the country, and Culver was not even on that list. Top 150.
One of the Lindy's basketball magazine. He wasn't top 150?
No, he wasn't top 50 in the annual for those guys. So I bet you he's going to be in the top 50 when it's all said and done. One of the things that I really like about him that I think is underrated is we go back to rebounding.
Yeah.
He's only 6'5". I mean, he's not a huge guy or anything, but he's comfortable playing inside, and he's got a knack for getting rebounds. He got, I believe, 11 against UTEP, or may have been 12 even. But he's a guy that I think by the end of the season is going to be very close to averaging a double-double. Points, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He's going to be averaging probably 16 points a game, something like that. He may average 10 rebounds a game as well. It wouldn't surprise me, because he's that good of a rebounder for a small guy. I'm really just excited to see how he develops. I think he got a little bit overshadowed last year by Zaire Smith and all those spectacular plays that he made. Culver is a little bit more low-key than Zaire in his game, but is just about as effective. He's going to be quite a guy to watch.
I think if Culver cleans up the turnovers and becomes kind of really accepts that being the man role, then taking over late, kind of for obviously is going to be missing with Keenan gone, and then man, look out. I think he will be all Big 12 as well. But I can't wait for tip-off. I know Joe. Joe is on, man. Watch out for him if you see him on campus today, because he's really excited about the season tipping off. 6:30 Incarnate Word tonight. Got a 3-game homestand to start the season. Really exciting. Memphis, USC, Duke, of course, in New York, which I'm excited. I'm going to go cover. Just really, obviously the Big 12, always a great schedule. So looking forward to a great season this year. Great stuff from you as always, Mighty Joe. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.